Buenos Dias Gunners Collective. Back at it, you already know. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Like a mother. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Like a motherfucking smack addict. Bye-ya, bitch. Bye-ya, bitch. Bye-ya, yeah. Orale, as you can tell. So I ain't playing. By that thumbnail right there. Orale, PC cases, right? What's the definition of? The true definition of, not what you said or she said, what he said, she said, or what she said, he said. Stop telling already, right? And in Menudo style in direct fashion, we're going to get straight into it. The definition of real PC cases. Not the bullshit everyone says, hey, sorry, Sasuke Gunner, you're a PC case. Is that right? How do you define that, Este? I ain't never been to no PCR. I ain't never tell the block, hey, excuse me, officer, guard. Yeah, what's up? Hey, because I'm having a heart attack. Can you put me in a whole different prison with nothing but chirujos and weirdos? Because I'm trying to fake it to make it. That's it. Nah, it don't go down like that with me, right? This is the true definition of a PC case. This is what they really are, homes, for all those people asking questions and making accusations and talking about, oh, I know already. Hey, me, teacher, right? It's that one right there. He's the PC case. No, put the UR for saying he is, right? Let me tell you what's up. Definition of PC cases. Now, PCs have always been around. And for those of you that don't know what PC means, I don't know what planet you're living on, right? But it means protective custody. An inmate, a convict, someone who's locked up, incarcerated, who needs protective custody. They need to be protected while in custody, right? And there's a different number of reasons why, but notably most are because they're running from something, they got something to hide, or they're trying to get away from physical harm to themselves, right? They're looking out for the safety and security of oneself, right? And instead of going to the yarda and handling it with these, or something of a sharper, instrument, they'll just be like, hey, guard, trip out, hey, can I talk to you for a minute, right? Or throw a fucking a kite out the door. And they tell their cell, hey, watch out, it's cool, don't trip. They're gonna give us extra, an extra tray. Right, and boom. Next thing you know, they're getting pulled out and to the program office and they're out of here, right? All right, now look, there's a lot of different reasons for it. People do it, and they definitely don't do it in a menudo style or direct fashion. They just do it in a direct fashion, homes. And like I said, it could be a number of reasons. They could have got in trouble with their organization, their group that they run with while in prison. Most commonly is gambling debts. People go out there on the yardas or they go in their buildings and they start to gamble. When you're in prison, there's always gambling going on. That's a vice that humans, as people, homes, enjoy. So, what, I'm going to win $1 million right now. You lost, bitch. And I lost, bitch. Right? And that's it. But they enjoy it while incarcerated. And there's people playing spades and pinochle and cribbage and any other game, dominoes, anything that you could think of that somebody can gamble on. Vatos are in the mix, right? So I got 4 deodorants, homes. Yeah, but your jefita says she's not gonna. It doesn't matter, babe. Like I said, Holmes, all in, right? People will put 3 of them in, and next thing you know, Holmes, they're working with 1 deodorant for the next 8 months, and it's all bad. But gambling's always been a big vice in human life, right? Not necessarily prison, but in prison, it can get you in the worst wreck of all, right? And that ain't even the worst vice, but it's one of them. And you'll see a lot of people, man, they'll start to get ingrained in these gambling tables, or whether they're on the yard gambling or whatever they're doing. Most people like myself, homes, that don't do it while incarcerated, I'm watching them from a distance like, pobrecito. It's only a matter of time, right? I can see it right now. That one thing got a package. I've watched it. He ain't never been in the linea, right? So when it comes payday, when it comes time to pay, because for the most part, just like the casinos, just like any other place, homes, it's called the old Folsom setup, right? It's not meant for you to win. The house always wins. Orale, saca la bolsita to the casa, right? Pay us. Fuck you, pay me, right? Separate ours from yours. So the house is always going to win, and there's always somebody running the house. That's just how it is, right? Set up that way. But say you lose, man, and you're just a degenerate gambler, and you're just going, degenerate, like I did that, no pun intended. You just keep on going into an abyss, homes. You get sucked into the wormhole, right? You get sucked into a fucking wormhole, and you spin out of control, and next thing you know, you're like, hey, how about if I gamble desserts, right? You want to gamble desserts and trays and food, and then you have nothing to give up anymore. And now you start living off a pipe dream. Hey, well, trip out. I work IPA, I work PA, right? I make garments and shit. I work at the garment factory. How about this? How about this? How about if I bring you some fucking sick ass tamales? You got me? You got me? It gets worse and worse and worse to the point of I've seen guys owe thousands upon thousands of dollars on yards, signing over leases to their homes while locked up. You know, having big old thugs and gangsters come pick up their car. Their old lady's like, but how am I going to get to work? Bitch, can I get on my one since I'm here? They don't care, right? It's gotten that greasy. It's gotten that dirty in the game. But what happens when you have nothing to give up and your old lady's fucking throat hurts, right? I'm going to tell you what happens. What happens is a whole lot of pegadas, right? A whole lot of people that are mad at you and upset because they're looking forward, you know what I mean, to them cactus and these chips and then frijoles come Monday, right? First draw. And you can't pay, right? So a lot of guys, they choose to do one or two things. They either go out to the yard and take their medicine, take their chequeada, and live to fight another day. And hopefully, man, if it ain't that bad and they don't scrape them that bad, they can work out some type of payment plan. The pay-as-you-can plan, that's it. But please, pobrecito, don't get caught gambling again on the yarda. Because, man, after you done got a payment plan, you know, it could get very, very ugly very, very fast. Now, there's a lot of group factions, that you can't gamble. I know as being in Norteña at one point in time, we weren't able to indulge in certain activities. They were looked at as frivolous activities because commonly they end up in a pinchy wreck. You know what I mean? In Sasuke, we're not trying to wreck nothing else. We're trying to wreck something. Wrecks and effects. All I want to do is zoom, 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 and a boom, boom. Just shake the rump. Orale. That's how it was going down. But I've seen it time and time again. A lot from the woods. Sprinkle them in. The woods was always gambling, man, doing their thing over there. And you could just see the wreck happening. You could see it unfolding. Some little gullible youngster that got in there, that gets a little feria. Next thing you know, he's like, Mom, hey, yeah. Oh, yeah. Tell Billy I said hi. Can you send $10,000? Right? It's all bad. And usually, like I said, if they can't work out that pay-as-you-can plan, right? Then they're going to put some blood on the ground as they can, And that's just the way it is. And a lot of guys will get either removed or, right? And that's justly removed. I mean, they owed money they couldn't pay. Vatos feel some type of way, right? They ain't trying to see their mascara on the yarda. Or, which mostly happens, Vatos will be like, guard! Because see the way my bank account works, guard, I'm in trouble. Can you help me, right? That's called PCing up. Protective custody. They're going to throw these vatos in a yarda of like-mindedness, in a filthy yard, in a yard, that they don't ever want to be on because there's going to be individuals around them, man, that are some of the most vile, despicable humans known to man, right? But, you know, the vatos a fucking degenerate gambler, that doesn't know how to act. And guess what happens with them dudes? He goes over there and keeps gambling. So let's get a clean slate. Hey, does anybody play spades around here? Right when he walks in the bill, he's done, right? There's other people that get caught up with one of the most number one things in the world. Yeah, hold. I'll give you a minute to think about it. Drogas, right? Allegedly, right? People that they just show doping characteristics, right? You know, the type of motherfuckers that be on the fucking calles with 6 fucking lawnmowers in front of their yard, 2 RVs, a fucking grandma that's screaming next door neighbor, 6 pit bulls, 9 parakeets, a motherfucking partridge, and a pear tree. Yes, you know what I mean? And 10 pirujas. None of them have teeth. They got 1 tooth between the 10 of them, right? And they're all the only thing they know how to cook is fucking eggs, right? They're all drinking Mountain Dew. It's all bad. I just detailed your whole block, huh? All the tweakers. But look, people get incarcerated and they want to indulge a little bit. Whether it be, hey, tomorrow's my birthday, Holmes. The wind's blowing. Let's get a little bolsita. We'll all put our money together and get a bolsa and we'll party. It's it, right? And what happens is that party turns into another party, turns into, hey, who the fuck's going to pay for this party, right? And that in itself right there is the number one thing. It's a vice, that people can't get rid of. They just can't let it go. Let it go. You know, say it with your chest. Let it go, right? But they can't. They can't and they won't. They shall not, they shan't, and they shouldn't, right? I guess. And they don't, pull themselves away from the drogas. And the yardas, man, do not play about their paper, right? If anything, man, it's just an ugly situation. And I'm not going to speak on yards in particular where it'd be going down like that, but I've seen it go down several times, man, where individuals, man, they indulge a little bit more than they should. And when it's time to pay the piper, they don't want you, so they get put in the sleeper hole. It'd be like that sometimes. Those that know, read between the lines. Now, What happens is the same thing pretty much with the gambling. Vatos start to panic because they know they can't pay. And you got to understand, these yards, man, they're not sympathetic to nobody's fucking, hey, but hey, look at bro, because you don't understand, my lady just left me. Did she? Yeah, and then look at my Vita, you know what I mean? She passed and shit. Yeah, no, I feel you, bro. Do you? Yeah. Hey, but watch out. You feel that? Yeah. Baby, fuck you, right? They don't play. You know what I mean? You're going to get struck by lightning real quick. Nobody has a bleeding heart. Nobody cares because you're in prison just like every other man, and you chose to use them drugs. You chose to get involved in that circle. You can see all the drogueros and the smooth motherfuckers, the ones that are in their cell. You know what I mean? Like, ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Those are the ones you never know, right? They come out to the fucking tira like, it's all good, homie. No, I don't indulge. I don't fuck with that, right? Then you got the ones that are all fucking spun out, taking a shower, fucking in the dorms at 5 a.m. You already know what they're on, right? And that's just how it is. What ultimately happens? One of two things, just like in the gambling game, man. You either get whacked, Holmes, or you check in. You PC up. Guard! Right? Yeah, what's happening? Okay, again, though, I'm making, but this is the second time. But I mean, 3 times the charm, right? I still got one more chance. Bam! PC case. They PC up. They have a heart attack. They go to medical. They never return. And the reason is they understand that going to their yard can mean a difference between life and death. That's the true definition of a PC case. Someone who gets on down the road, Jack, right? Now, let's take my case, right? Not PC. My case, though, right? When you're from certain groups, okay, that are very structured, very militant, it's hard to be from that group because every little step you take, they will be. Orale, Bobby Brown con coca. Every fucking step you take, every move you make, Hums, it better be righteous. It better be up to par, and you better not fuck up. Yeah, sit down here. Knowledge you can't get in college, Hums. It's hard being from a Mexicano ganga, right? From a group. Why? And I'm not saying it's not hard being a brother, or it's not hard being a sprinkler in the woods, a white, because it's definitely hard being in prison, period, man. You have to deal with all the riffraff and all the bullshit. But when you're part of something bigger than yourself, you will be a well-oiled machine. That means everybody will be up to par and everybody will be going like a lowrider, Holmes. It's hopping, right? But if one wheel falls off, the whole shit's gonna fall. The engine falls out. You're like, damn, was it supposed to do that? So that was a sprocket, huh? No, they put that in a bicycle. That's a car. Oh, I thought it was a sprocket, right? This is how it is. Everybody must be up to par. Everyone must be carrying themselves to the same standards. Professionalism, class, respect. And if you fuck up, and it could be a simple mistake, you could find yourself, man, in a PC yard. Okay, now back in my days, man, you know, and a lot of people question me, a lot of new people, so I wanted to throw it out there. A lot of people are like, hey, Gunner, you're a PC case, you're a punk. Am I? One never knows, does one, huh? But from what I know, and from how I feel, I don't think so. First of all, I've never been to a PC type yard, right? Do you understand that, you know, there was a brother yesterday, man, from Compton, man. Shout outs, respects to Compton first and foremost, and respects to that brother, man, for speaking his mind. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, right? But you a dropout, you a PC case. I'm a PC case, why? See, I went to a yard, homes, where brothers and whites were active. Okay? Southsiders was active. Okay? The only ones that were not active were Norteños, homes. We just didn't function up under a certain organization's dictation, right? But we still was checking paperwork. Still was no Cheeto who's on the yard. Still was no weirdos on the yard. Still was about the business. Wasn't no SNY yard, right? Motherfuckers was handling their biz, right? That's what it is. So for that individual himself to say, hey, you're a PC case, that must mean I functioned around a whole bunch of PCs, but I did not, sir. So what that means is being an active brother. Then what does that make you? You know what I mean? You never know the full story, Holmes, till you sit down and listen. Sit down here, man. I'm so disgusted with you. I don't know what to do. My first impulse, I said, was to run up on you and do the Rambo. Jammy and flat blast both of you, right? But I didn't want to mess with my $3,700 mink skull, so instead I chilled. That's right, I chilled. Then I went to the bank. Wind blew. Look, I never myself said, guard, I don't fucked up again. You got to get me out of here. Nah, man. You know, I knew that my people were tripping on me because I was tripping on them. So I decided myself to go out on my shield like a G. I knew the ramifications. Now, you gotta understand, when I speak ramification, I mean my people, my politics. This was not affecting the South Side, wasn't affecting the whites, the black, none of them, right? If anything, they were like, yeah, get that crazy motherfucker off the yard. He stabs people, right? So I chose to go to the yard, homes, and do what was in my best interest, was to flight another homeboy, red on red. Yeah, I know motherfuckers are thinking right now, like, damn, that ain't cool, gun. It ain't cool. Fighting your own. Yeah, it wasn't cool, homes, when you did a drive-by on your own either. It wasn't cool whenever you fought someone from the hood, the other hood, homes, and they wore the same color and they're down with the same shit, homes. You down with XIV? Yeah, you know me, homes. You know what I mean? But it happens. The only difference with you and me is mine happened in prison, man, because my safety and security was jeopardized because I didn't like the drug usage. I didn't like the way things were going, homes, and I voiced my fucking opinion. Guess what? And it was off with my head for voicing it, so I took flight. Does that make me did I check in? Did I say, hey, guard, I can't be here no more? Nah. I went out on my shield, bro. It's called you go out there and you take flight. Just like whenever you get to a yarda that you're not supposed to be on, what do? You take flight. Well, guess what? I wasn't supposed to be on that yard no more. Motherfuckers was tripping, so I took flight, right? Well, that's a PC move, gun. Was that right? Well, call it what you want to, man. I know at the end of the day, man, they didn't put me on no PC yard, so we gonna move like that. Smooth with a purpose, right? Indubitably. Menudo. Anyways, my story is my story. I'm going to tell you another quick story, man, about an individual that could have went to PC but did not, right? We're in the county jail, 4 block. For those of you that know Merced County Jail, you know what it is, right? And without saying any names, homes, because Spence on la tira, we don't need to get down like that. Merced, stand up, respects, homes to the city, the real ones. We're kicking back, right? And there's a homeboy that I know. Man, and righteously, man, he was, in question. It was questionable about some things that he was doing on the streets. So, of course, he was going through the rigorous process of trying to clear his name. And, hey, homie, I did, that wasn't me. I know that he looks like me. He had a big nose like me, but it wasn't me. I promise. I promise. We don't know. We don't believe promises, right? You know what I mean? Your fucking hyena promised a long time ago that she would leave your ass for the homeboy, and she never did. And he's still mad to this day, right? So promises are fucking the birds, homes, and not the well guys, right? So this individual had plenty of chances, man, to PC up, to get away, and he didn't. He continued the rigorous process of trying to clear his name, homes, doing anything that he can because he was truly dedicated to the cause and he truly believed. And eventually, over time, what happened was he was cleared, man, and it was faulty accusations, and it was some bullshit, man. And he righteously got embraced with canalismo by the house, by the homeboys, man. And it was all love, and we were that close to doing bad things to him, right? I can't even speak on those things because that's good. I know that's some type of case, right? But it was just, you see how the world works, man? The same person, man, that you'll eat with, that you'll break bread with, man. Next thing you know, he would have been a piece of shit, a piece of case, basura, garbage, all kinds of other things. Everything you've done in your life don't count. Why? Just because we made a mistake. Nah, we have to be more man than that, man. And give them motherfuckers due process. Now, of course, them PC yards and true PCs, man, have been around since the early 60s, 70s, 80s. People that checked in, people that decided that for no other reason they could not be on certain yards. Just based on, there's a lot of people that, they go out there and they do crime back in the day. They're on Scante, they're getting mamon, and them and their partner go rob a Circle K or something to that effect. And they say a little too much and the paperwork comes out, man. But they're able to skate by, right? They end up getting probation. Their homeboy goes to the pen because he has priors, right? And he circulates the paperwork and everybody knows that if you ever see him all point bulletin, he'll tell on you, right? And what happens is 20 years later, he does get busted and he's able to slide by reception, Tracy, San Quinn, whatever it may be, right? And he gets on a yarda and his filth catches up to him. The homeboy that he did time with or someone that recognized the paperwork and his name, they're like, hey, that vato's no good, right? And he feels that. He feels it. You can feel that. I could feel it coming. Ba-da-ba. He could feel the shit coming in the air tonight, right? What does he do? Guard, right? Got to get on. Okay? He requests protective custody. He writes a kite, man. He gets on down the yellow brick road, right? And he goes and pays attention to the man behind the curtain, and it's ugly back there, right? And that's where he goes because he knows that if he stays on that yard, homes, the physical attraction of him and Steel are going to meet. And it's not going to be pretty, at least on one side. Just the way it is. Some people jump to conclusions. They get to a yard and they think they recognize someone. Damn, that looks like the one about the... Yeah, I did bad things to him back there. Guard, right? And again, they're gone. PC cases, man. That's the true definition of them. Someone who fucking fulfills that fucking word, homes. They need to be protected. Okay, there's those people that don't need to be protected, man. That ain't giving a fuck, bro. You know what I mean? Or they are giving a fuck, homes, but they're intelligent enough to know, man, that they're never going to lower their standards, their morals, and their values. Guess what? Just because the wind's blowing, I'll be one of those guys, right? I've never been to a PCR, don't intend on going to one, man. I know already, man, that if I was incarcerated today, this day, man, the Placas would try to segregate me from the active Norteños or anyone, homes, who they believe poses a threat to my safety and security. I'm not saying that they do or they don't. What I'm saying is, man, I'm going to go in there and do what I does. Because, right, I'm going to handle my business to the best of my capabilities. Why? Because that's what a fucking man does. At the end of the day, I'm a grown man. And I ain't no PC of a man, right? So all those of you that are saying, hey, Gun, you're a PC, you're a degenerate, you're trash, nothing you did counts, right? You're still around because I allow you to say shit like that, right? I'm not going to sit here and threaten you and bullshit you and think I'm the hardest motherfucker, right? But I ain't the softest. Do I look like my name is Charmin? Chale, it's not, man. I'm here for unity of brown people, homes. I don't give a fuck if you're active, non-active. You don't want to gangbang no more. You do want to bang more. You want to bang her some more. That's up to you, bro. I've always said that. I'm not here to poison the people. I'm not here to speak on politics. I'm not here to do anything. What I'm here to do, man, is me as a righteous man. Not a PC case. Never been there, never done that. True definition of a PC ain't me, homes. True definition of a PC is a man that calls a man a PC, homes. What you hiding from, Messi? Anyways, with that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. I hope that you get everything that you want coming to you. Remember, at the end of the day, it's all about struggling and striving for your familia. If you decide to go on the other side into the other yarda, guard is what I heard every day on the tira. Pobrecito, right? If you like this, please hit that like and subscribe with a thumbs up. If not, you can hit that thumbs down. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive and struggle for what I truly believe in, and that's unity of all people. Black, brown, come together. So, okay, what does that make? I don't know, homes, but it looks smooth with a purpose. You already know what it is. This is the gun, homes. Equality for all, homes.